Waiting for Facebook to load, y'all. Hey, y'all on Facebook. I hope y'all are doing well. Good morning. Welcome to my lab this morning. This is Coping Today, and we're talking about coping at work, y'all. How to de-stress in the workplace. I know a lot of folks say, oh, you can't de-stress in the workplace. My job is too stressful. All these kind of things are going on. Yes, while that may be the case, because I, of course, experienced that as well. I'm still an employee. I'm a social worker full time. So, of course, I definitely know how you feel. I guess I put it that way. But just keep in mind that there are ways that you can, of course, de-stress and lessen your stress in the workplace as much as possible. Now, I know everybody's workplace is not the same. I know I work in the office. Some folks may work in a hospital. Some folks may work in a prison or jail or different things like that, or in a federal office, and don't have time to actually do everything I'm saying on this list. But just keep in mind that at some point, if you want to lessen your stress at work, you're going to have to start incorporating some of these things. Regardless of what your employer says, but regardless of what you think you may not have time, you have some type of time. Of course, there's all kind of water cooler conversations going on. There's all types of you and your coworkers talking, all types of things. You can utilize your time that you have available to, of course, de-stress. Yes, the talking and the water cooler and the laughing, all that kind of stuff. That's definitely, of course, something that I would definitely say to do, not all day long, of course, making sure that you're getting your work done as well, but also make sure that you're having that me time at work, the time where you can, of course, like I said, sit by yourself, get by yourself, and do these 5 things I'm talking about on this list. I guess I put it that way. So first, I want to just go over like a little bit about stress with you all. We all know that stress, of course, excuse me, we all know that stress, of course, can eventually kill us. I guess I put it that way. It can definitely take a toll on our physical health, whether that's with symptoms like headaches, upset stomach, trouble sleeping, increased blood pressure, that kind of thing. Like I said, stress can definitely cause those physical symptoms, including more on our bodies every day. Just keep that in mind. Also, stress can also cause emotional symptoms. Jesus, y'all. Emotional symptoms like mood swings, depression, anxiety, excessive worrying. And of course, like I said, just those are a lot of the things that it can cause. And we do know that, of course, according to OSHA. OSHA is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration here in the U.S. And it says workplace stress causes an estimated 190 billion, with the B, billion dollars a year in healthcare bills, y'all, in healthcare costs and in healthcare related injuries, which is stress as well. I guess I put it that way, in the workplace. And like I said, we definitely have to start curtailing some of these things. Not saying that, I guess, not because of the cost, but because of the cost on our physical and our mental health. Like I said, I've been an employee for, what is this? I don't know, a little bit over 20 years. I mean, 21, 22, whatever years. 1999 was when I started working. I don't know whatever year that is. But like I said, definitely I understand that stress does definitely take a toll. I've been in some crazy work environments as well. Interesting work environments where things were going on. You couldn't get work done. All this kind of stuff was happening. Because I worked at one time, of course, at a 24-hour shelter transitional housing program. So like I said, I know some of these things that sometimes you may not be able to do on the time you're supposed to do them, but you can, of course, do some of these things during your work day. And like I said, I know how important that is. Also, OSHA says widespread 65% of adults say that their work is their source of significant stress. So keep that in mind too as well. I don't care if you are an employee, or you're an employee who owns a part-time business, or you're just starting your business, that kind of thing. All the stress that we have in our jobs and our businesses, of course, that does take a toll on us. And like I said, we have to curtail it at some point, because if not, we're going to kill ourselves and harm ourselves. There's folks, Mondays, I think I should have wrote those stats down for y'all, but I want to say, I know it was on Mondays. Mondays is the day that more people have heart attacks and strokes in the workplace. Like I said, people dread Mondays a lot. Oh, I have to go back to work. I just have fun of my weekend. Now here I go back to this work, I guess, like to this workplace. I'm sick and tired of this, that kind of thing. Like I said, at some point, yes, while you may hate your job, you may not like your job. I have been there. While you may not like your job and that kind of thing, at some point, you still have to learn how to create some type of less stressful environment for yourself, some type of happiness for yourself while you're there. It may not be perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect until you, of course, move on to wherever you're trying to get to in life. But like I said, definitely the thing that you can do is create that happiness and that less stressed environment while you're there. So let me go ahead and get on to the 5 ways that these 5 ways I wrote down, because these are things that I've done. So like I said, I'm sure there are more things. But like I said, definitely these are some of the things that you can get started with. Anything else, of course, do whatever you think you may want to do. So I put it that way. So as long as it's within the law and, of course, within your job's guidelines, I guess I say that as well. For number one, you can decorate your office space with plants, positive quotes, family pictures of happy things, fun things, that kind of thing as well. You don't have to leave your office or your cubicle looking all drab and dry and that kind of thing. I have quotes in my office. I have the confidence manifesto in my office on my wall that I read just about every day. I have another prayer that's on my wall. I have other positive quotes on my wall. I have all like certificates and different things that I've gotten like on my file cabinet. I taped my file cabinets and stuff like that. Like I said, you don't have to make your office keep your office drab and you come in there and it's just like, oh my God, here I come to this stupid office every day. It looks a mess, this kind of thing. Put some stuff in your office that's going to make you smile. Even if it's including plants, if you can have plants in your office space or that kind of thing, you can use you can use all types of things. Like I said, some quotes that you write out or some scriptures or whatever you want to put. Just make sure that it's something that's going to bring you happiness every day, even if it's pictures of you in your last vacation. I don't know if you can put pictures of swimming suits in your office. It just depends on where you work at. But a picture of like the ocean or that kind of thing, wherever you were, Disney World, you with Mickey Mouse or whatever it is, just put that in your office and enjoy. Like I said, when you're getting to those moments where you're too stressed and things are driving you crazy and your boss just got on your nerve or whatever it is, look at your pictures, look at your quotes and try to get your mind space and your mindset back to, of course, your happiness and, like I said, lessening your stress. Number 2, make sure that you're actually using your breaks at work. If you work an 8-hour day, you're supposed to have 2 15-minute breaks and a lunch period for 30 minutes to an hour, whatever your boss had set. But like I said, make sure that you're utilizing, of course, your lunch period. You may have to use that to eat all your food, that kind of thing. I understand that. And you may not have any time left over to go out and do something. But like I said, your 2 15-minute breaks, make sure that you're utilizing those breaks. Don't just sit at your desk and be on the phone and still working through your breaks. Stop doing that. I'm telling y'all that right now. Stop doing that. Your employer is not going to care about your health when you drop dead at your damn office at your desk. That does happen at work. So make sure that you're utilizing your 2 breaks that you have a day. Like me, every single day I make sure, unless I'm doing something at the time. If not, I'll just take my break a little bit later. But make sure that you're doing something on your break and not sitting at your desk. Getting up from your desk, doing some exercises, stretches, walking in place, running in place, doing some jumping jacks, or going outside to take a walk. If it's nice weather, you don't care about the weather, go outside and take a walk, like on your parking lot or throughout the building. If you have a big enough building, whatever it is, don't sit at your desk and just sit there doing your break and just study working. Though that is your time that you can take to actually do something to, of course, de-stress, to, of course, create some happiness within your life. Like I said, take the time and take the breaks. Do not just sit there. Number 3, you can always listen to something. If you can use headsets, I guess at work, hopefully you can. If not, of course, I guess you have to just turn something on low on your phone, have it playing low on your computer, have you do it. I don't know what your situation is, but if you have your cell phone, you have your headset, that kind of thing connected, and you're able to listen to something positive, whether that's motivational speakers like me or like a Les Brown or Tony Robbins or somebody that you like, morning inspiration, that kind of thing. Or if you want to listen to something funny, sometimes I have Cat Williams playing in my headset, or Bernie Mac, or one of these comedians, or that kind of thing. I have all kind of things that I, of course, listen to all day long. Sometimes it's actually an audiobook, so I can learn while I'm, of course, at work and, of course, working and that kind of thing. Not while I'm on the phone, but of course, while I'm like in my downtime, putting in the information into the system and that kind of thing. I'm, of course, got my headset on, listening to something, and it can be an audiobook sometimes. Like I said, I'm always trying to improve myself, and that's what I'm telling y'all. If you're able to, of course, listen in your headset, especially if you're not one of those telemarketers, you're on the phone, you got some time that you can, of course, input information into the system. Like I said, definitely make sure that you're listening to something that's going to either bring you some happiness, some laughter, that kind of thing, or something that's positive, giving you a daily motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. Or like I said, definitely something that's teaching you something. We always want to make sure that we're, of course, learning something In the meantime, I guess I put it that way, especially for those who, of course, hated their jobs, don't want to be there, that kind of thing. I understand that because I have been there, trust me. And like I said, that's why I always listen to something at least one time a day, whether it's just teaching me a skill set, or an actual audio book that I'm listening to that I start. It depends on how long the audio book is. Sometimes it's the full 8 hours, and I can't listen for a full 8 hours. But in the time that I have, I try to listen and learn something so that I can improve my life while I'm, of course, working. I guess I put it that way. Number 4, some of y'all may say this is silly, this don't even sound right, this is stupid, but making sure that you're eating healthy foods and healthy snacks, y'all, at least most of the time, at least 75% of the time, if that's all that you can do. Because I know some folks, of course, in offices love to snack and do all those things. And hey, sis Abigail, thanks for coming in. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that you're doing well. Good morning. And like I said, I know some folks are like, oh, this food ain't gonna work and that kind of thing. But I know there's some who snack and stuff like that at work too. So that's why I say a majority of the time. So at least 75% of the time, make sure that you're eating something healthy, salads, or I don't know, whatever you're eating, grain bowls or something, just something healthy, I guess I put it that way, and not always snacking on eating on like the McDonald's hamburgers or the fries and the chicken wings and all this kind of stuff. You have to realize that when you're stressed, stress releases a hormone called cortisol, which of course makes you crave those unhealthy foods and that kind of thing, and also takes a toll on your body over time too. But like I said, the foods that you pick, of course, will drop those unhealthy foods, the sweet foods and greasy foods and all those kind of things that you may crave. Like I said, that's going to drop your mood very, very quickly. It's going to take you up really, really fast and then drop you very, very quickly. And like I said, and make you hungry too. Again, I put it that way. So like I said, make sure that you're trying to eat more healthy foods as much as you can, adding some more fruits and vegetables into your meals with your snacks throughout the day. Like I said, all those things, of course, will create. Our heat is coming on, so I'm in the basement. Okay, here you go. But like I said, all those healthy foods will, of course, create some more energy within your body, of course, give you some feel-good chemicals, hormones, and that kind of thing as well to get you through your day. So like I said, definitely think about that when you're talking about getting your food, eating snacks, all that kind of thing. Make sure that you try to keep it as much as you can on the healthier side. And the last one, the 5th one, is focus on what you can control. I know a lot of people talk about how they may have horrible bosses or crazy coworkers and all this kind of stuff. Trust me, I've been there as well. So like I said, definitely make sure that you know that you have to focus on what you can only control, which is yourself. You cannot control a boss who's going irate and howling at everybody and being disrespectful and don't know how to do their damn job or don't know how to be the great leader that they can be. You cannot control a coworker who's constantly coming in negative all day, got something going on, want to talk about this, want to talk about that, and give you all this earful of mess all day. Like I said, at some point you have to learn how to control what you can control, and that is yourself. You can control how much your coworker, how much you interact with your coworkers. That's up to you. You can keep your head down and work all day and have your earphones on. Not saying that you have to ignore them and not say hello, be cordial, that kind of thing. I've been there. I know the process. Like I said, you definitely have to still speak and be cordial in the office because you're there 8 hours or more a day, and those are the folks that's of course taking up a lot of your time throughout the day. So you want to make sure that it's of course as much as you can a cordial, happy environment as much as you can. But like I said, focus on the things that you can control. If you have coworkers or a boss or supervisors or whoever that's going off, that's going just everything is just going array, or you got told that you didn't do this right, that right. Like I said, the only thing you can control is you and what you do. You cannot control those people. Yes, while they may be getting on your nerve and things may be going on that you don't like, just keep in mind you cannot control them. All you can do is do the best that you can do in that office or the cubicle, wherever you're at while you're there. Even at home working, the same thing. This applies to you as well. Like I said, you all you can do is what you can do. But just keep in mind that if you do have coworkers who are coming in upset and this kind of thing is going on, gossiping and, oh girl, my man did this, and oh girl, this girl did this, and talking about everybody and all this kind of stuff, or you do have a boss, a leader that's not a healthy and good leader, I guess I put it that way, in the workplace, someone who's disrespectful, someone who's a horrible boss, that kind of thing. Just keep in mind that and remember that hurt people. We know that a lot of people, just like me and you, go through a lot every single day, and everybody's not on the same level as you may be as far as being able to control the triggers or being able to work through a process because they're upset at an employee, not knowing how to calm down before they approach that employee, and they just blow up at them, that kind of thing. Just keep in mind that hurt people, and it may take them a while to, of course, learn those skills. skills. And if you have those skills in the workplace, maybe those are some of the quotes and some of the positive sayings that you can put up on your board and on your wall, so that when somebody walks into your office, they can look at your board and say, oh, hurt people, or oh, I need to, I don't know, here's a quote that says, good leaders know how to talk to their employees, whatever it is. Like I said, sometimes you have to put those prompts up. Sometimes you may not, some folks may not feel comfortable telling their bosses or their coworkers they're doing this wrong, or this is not right, or you can't do this in the workplace, or that kind of thing. The only other thing you can do, like I said, is control you and your environment. You want to post some quotes up on the board, or that speak to leadership and that kind of thing, and or gossip, or however you want to put it. And of course, like I said, hurt people. Like I said, you can put that kind of stuff up there. Just keep in mind that you can only control yourself in the workplace. Actually, anywhere. You can't control anybody else. You can plant seeds wherever you go, and that's in the workplace as well. So I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. So I'm going to get off here because I got to get to my workplace shortly, actually. So I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. And definitely make sure that you're sharing this video with somebody who may need to hear this, an employee that's working from home, or an employee that's, of course, in the workplace still working and that's stressed out, because I know all this stuff is going on. Like I said, this is coping today. So this is, of course, incorporating all those ways that we can cope in our offices and that kind of thing as well. Especially with COVID going on, there's all types of stuff going on with employees being sick and losing pay and all this type of stuff. Like I said, we have to de-stress at some point, because we're going to kill ourselves, give ourselves heart attacks, strokes, and all this kind of stuff because of employment. Like I said, we have to learn how to de-stress and be the best person that we can be, regardless of how crazy our workplace may be. So with that, I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, please feel free to share this video with your tribe, with your family, with your coworkers, with your friends, and even with your boss. Like I said, definitely make sure that you're sharing this, because folks need to hear these kind of things so that they can, of course, lessen their stress in the workplace and not be so amped up and upset and frustrated when they get home, destroying the home life as well. So with that, I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Again, this is Tanetta, your professional development coach. I want to say take care, y'all, and have a great, awesome Friday, y'all.